I'm going to live dangerously today, and that doesn't mean running with scissors. I'm going to do some bending. Might want to put your safety glasses on. Let's go for it. I had 2 shears sent to me by a sharpener that I know it. She's been sharpening a couple of years, and she's a good sharpener. So I'm not expecting to see anything major wrong with the sharpening. The story on this shear, this is a Guibe Kiss shear, and I always like to look up and see how much these cost. She tells me the customer says they never cut right from the beginning, so she's tried to work on them and they're still not cutting right. Let me show you how they cut. Since these are for animals, I'm going to cut fur with them. So the back of it cuts pretty good right there, right here in the middle. You see it's folding and it's not cutting. Now I'm feeling the edge feels good. It looks good. There's a ride line. There's a nice sharp edge. I don't see any nicks here. We talk about tension edge alignment. If we know the edge looks good, the tension looks good, it's got to be an alignment issue. So I see 2 alignment issues going on here. First of all, these are crossing over too much. You see how they cross over too much? They should be crossing about there. I can fix this by bending the handle. You see, if I bend the handle in about that much, that should fix that problem. Since I'm moving this handle closer together, I want to pop my ring out because that'll give me a little false reading. Have some strong fingernails if you're doing this, which I do have strong fingernails. These are my own, by the way. I just take care of them. So I'm squeezing. You see, it's an arrow pointing this way, and that's the way the handle is going to move. Oops. Get back in there. And gentle squeeze. Ooh, these are hard. Harder than I thought. Only reason I'm trying to squeeze that hard is these have got to be forged for them to be curved. Okay, now it's meeting up. So I got that. Let's see if that makes any difference. I don't think it fixes it, but it might help. No, it doesn't fix it. So now what I want to do is probably this. See if this is a frowny face. I want to bend this lower blade up toward that top blade. So let's try that. There's no easy way to do this except trial and error. I've got 2 of these on the same board. This one has a little bit more give. This one's a little less forgiving. I want to bend this blade more straight toward that blade. I really only use the wider slots. And it's about here is where it stops cutting. So I'm going to bend this. If I bend this way, that brings that blade toward this blade. So I'm going to do just a little bending. And then see if that improves it. Okay, it's cutting down to here. I could actually make a little mark there. Let's see if we can get this to cut further down. So it's cutting down to there for right now. Bend this a little bit more. So basically, I'm kind of taking the curve out of this blade, making it a little bit straighter. And I'm bending behind where that little red mark is. Trial and error, it's all you can do on these things. Okay, do you see that? It's cutting a little further along. So there's my red mark. It's cutting up to here now. So I've got it going to there. back to bending. And I'm going to work it down a little bit more. Feels good. I don't think I did anything for it that time. Might need to hold it this way. No better. Let's see. I might be up another 1/4 of an inch. When you kind of give up on this blade, then you may want to try to add some more bend to that blade. Right? It's right here is where it's not cutting. It's slipping. I can see it's like a little slip. So maybe bend this behind where it's not cutting. That doesn't mess it up back here. And this all is trial and error. About the same. And I know some people that are really, really good at this. And I invite them to our sharpeners jams each year. I don't do that many of these to be expert at it. Nah. May have to give up on these. Put more curve in the top one and less curve in the bottom one. It's basically is how I'm working on this thing. And I'm only using the wider slits. You start getting down on these, you start breaking things off. You know what? I'm feeling a little bit of burr on the outside. Let's try something simple before we go too crazy with these. I don't know what angle she's got it at. What is this I'm putting on here? 800 fresh. Right, 800, so I'll know. I'm just going to freehand it. So I got my spatter guard off. You can kind of see better what I'm doing. I'm not going to put these in a clamp. I'm just going to go slow. I got my lights set so I can kind of see when I'm at the right angle. I got a tiny burr, but I don't have a burr right here. I'm feeling a burr all the way down. The other side I probably ought to do with my curve adapter. Now I've got a really coarse grit there. I think I'm just going to stay with it. Sometimes a coarser grit, blunter grit will make something work when it won't normally work. Got it burr all the way down. I don't have the tip. Let me do it once more. That's a burr. It's not the best, not the prettiest, but let's cut it off with a paper towel and see where we're standing here. Usually I'll kind of make maybe 3 snips with the paper towel to get it all the way down. So it is cutting the paper towel. That tip is weird. It's now needs to be bent more in. It's not touching here. Oh well, let's see how this cuts my fur. There we go. Between the bending and putting another edge, got these working not right there on the tip. Do you see that? I'm going to do a little bit more bending at the tip. And let's see. All right, I wasn't happy with the burr I had on that side, so let me go back and do this side again. I'm going to slow down as I get to the tip. Oh, that looks better. How about that? So I fixed them. Look at there. I cut that way. Let's see if they cut this way. And the tip doesn't quite come together again. Remember, I bent them. Gotta put my ring back. So I'm gonna bend this back out just a tad. I'm gonna call these fixed. That's as good as they're gonna get. I'll clean off the red Sharpie, oil them, and that's how I fixed them. It wasn't pretty, and there was risk involved, but I think between the bending and re-edging it, the re-edging it, what it did, there was an outside burr I could feel on here, and it took them off. So I'm curious to hear back from the customer whether these are working now. And I hope this video is helpful if you run into these problems. Curve shears are like the worst, so makes for fun videos though. We will have someone at the Sharpeners Jam this year. They'll be doing some hands-on classes that'll cover curve shears and the bending them and some of the tricks and things. That'll be on our shear sharpening day. So make sure you subscribe and follow us so that we can let you know when we have sharpening events. You can download an information package from our website, and we'll make sure you're on our email list to let you know when we have sharpening conventions, and because we'll be covering some of these things hands-on. That'd be great, wouldn't it?